And welcome back here to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam. It's Todd Anderson. We got Taylor in the booth taking your questions, comments, concerns, and burns. Make sure to tag at SEG Tour in the chat so he can see when you give him a question. Marble. We're on our final match. We're tied 1-1. Todd's had the marbles for a good bit now. And we're going to play, one very traditional modern deck with some new updates and one not traditional modern deck that is sweet.
Yeah, so tell us about your deck, because mine's pretty easy. Mine's just Jund. I got some new removal cards in it. That's basically it. Angrass Rampage, Liliana's Cruelty. I do have a brew featuring Seasoned Pyromancer in Jund in my article from today. So after Versus Live, if you want to check out my article on StarCGames.com, I have more Jund content for you. But yeah, your deck is the star of the show for this match, so go ahead.
Yeah, so there's been a fringe aggro deck in Modern for a little while now. Hasn't really shown up at a big tournament, but it pops up online every now and then. The Evolve aggro deck.
Yep.
It plays a lot of copies of Rapid Hybridization and Pongify to kill its own creatures with Undying in order to get a lot of Evolve triggers on Cloudfin Raptor, Experiment 1, and now Pelt Collector. And it was a Simic-based deck, and Neoform is absolutely perfect in it.
Yeah, just being able to sacrifice something like Strangle Geist, go get a 3-mana creature, and get the +1/+1 counter on your Strangle Geist, which puts a counter on Cloudfin Raptor or Experiment 1 or whatever.
Yep.
Just seems nuts, and I'm very excited to see how good that card is.
In order to maximize Neoform, this deck has splashed white for Voice of Resurgence.
Love it.
And then we have another great card with Neoform. And then we have, and just another sticky creature, right? Mm-hmm. We've got the Undying creatures and Voice. So if you're trying to load up on removal against an aggro deck, these creatures all match up well against it. And then we've got Neoform gives us the ability to play a toolbox. You got one Deputy of Detention to deal with problematic permanents.
Okay.
Got an Evolution Sage that can just, go nuts if we've got a bunch of creatures with counters.
Yeah,
got an Avatar the Resolute if you want to go big. We have, if we have a token out, we can sack it and find a Sidisi's Faithful to bounce a creature and get some tempo. We've got one Groundbreaker for those really fast kills. This is the green Ball Lightning from Planar Chaos. You sack that, you get a counter on your you get your Strangle Geist back. If you sack a Geist, you evolve some stuff. You get a Groundbreaker, you evolve some stuff again. You're making a huge attack at that point.
Yeah, I have a feeling that is this from a 5.0 list as well on Magic Online?
This is from the top 8 of an IQ.
Okay, because that's an interesting. I also love the fact that if it's later in the game, you can cast a Ball Lightning, attack for 6, and then post combat potentially Neoform into a 4-drop. I doubt you have a 4-drop in your deck.
We do not,
but that is something to keep in mind if you might want to have one 4-drop in case that ever comes up.
You can Pongify or Rapid Hybridization it.
That's true.
Just get it. Turn your removal spell into a 3/3.
Yep.
So you can do. There's a lot of neat tricks in this deck. A little bit of disruption, some paths. There's like a Spell Pierce in there. I wonder if a Dromoka's Command could be good in this deck.
Man, you don't gotta sell me on Dromoka's Command.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna be on the play here for the marbles because I lost last match. Let's take a look at our opener. Well, 3 lands and a bolt, and then 3 more spells. We'll keep it.
Yeah, I got a solid hand too.
All right, let's lead off here with an Inquisition. Usually want Inquisition first to try to take the cheap thing, and then if you need to Thoughtseize something later. All right, so you have Groundbreaker. I think we're just going to let him have that one. We're going to try to disrupt his cheap creatures here.
No Undying creatures here or Voices, which is not great in this matchup. This is more of a hand that's going to just kill them quickly, which is not great in this matchup, but still a keep.
Play it face up. You always get mad at me for not doing that, and you just never leave your hand up unless I ask very nicely or very meanly.
Basically, if you ask it all.
Yeah.
Melancholy.
All right, I'm going to go to 18. I'm going to make you sacrifice a creature with Rampage and pass turn. We have kind of stifled his early aggression here, which is good news.
Pass the turn.
Wow, that was a good draw. All right, Thoughtseize you.
Not a good set of draws on my side.
Ooh, we're going to take Path to Exile.
Yeah, you go to 16.
If he wants, he can give me a 3/3. Your turn. Gonna give me a 3/3 during your instep?
Yeah, I probably should just do this now.
All right.
I'm definitely going to do it.
One froggy boy.
Awkward.
At this point, we just need to get some pressure on. But him having the rapid hybridization his own thing is, or my thing instead of his own thing is very good for me. Feet
Play
on,
Canopy and sack it.
yeah. Feet on the play was also very good for me.
Pass the turn.
Draw. Attack for 3.
17.
Tapped. Your turn.
Pass the turn. There's no reason for me to play Groundbreaker into open mana when I can get some value later out of some evolves.
Let's Bloodbraid Elf.
Yep. Cascade into a removal spell, please.
Okay. I will not cast the Liliana's Triumph, and I'm going to attack you for 6.
I'm at 11.
Your turn. A lot of times you want to wait for your opponent to play a creature when you cast
Fetch to
Bloodbraid
10.
Elf, because a lot of your hits are removal. But I had a lot of creatures and discard spells to potentially hit there as well. So
I'm going to play a Strangleroot Geist.
okie dokie.
I'm going to Neoform it. So that's going to Undying on this, and then I'm going to Neoform for a 3-drop that will get a counter. And I have a couple good options, if I recall exactly what's in the deck. So
What are you at?
I'm at 10. I just fetched.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't think we were supposed to shuffle when you put that Liliana thing to the bottom.
Oh, it's just supposed to go to the bottom.
Whoops, hey.
No,
Chad,
that's fine, that's
move
fine.
to cheat step. That's fine.
Chad's right. Okay, I'm going to put this on the bottom of my deck. My bad.
So I can get a Renegade Rallier as a 4/3 and get back another creature.
Check this out. Fetch.
Or I can get Deputy of Detention as a 2/4 and deal with the Frog Lizard token on Todd's side. And the 2/4 will also check the Bloodbraid and survive Bolt. So I think that's a better option.
All right, trigger on.
So it comes in with the counter.
Yep.
And target the Frog Lizard.
That's fine.
And then I will attack you for 4. Or 3, I mean.
Because I might need all of my mana, so I'm fetching. I'm going to 15 no matter
Yep.
what. Let's get this tapped. All right,
And then take 3, you go to 12. So 12 to 10. And I will pass the turn.
Yeah, that Neoform was pretty good there.
Yep.
Good.
Pretty good.
Chad has told me you have a GRV warning.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Have you received any more warnings today, Mr. Anderson?
No.
I played Narset
All right,
a few
I
times.
am going to pass the turn.
That is also a good draw. Strangleroot Geist.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I feel like Todd has a removal spell for this Groundbreaker, so I don't really want to cast it. Though every turn I don't cast it leaves it vulnerable to a discard spell.
I mean, I also just need to like trade and kill things. I don't. Yeah, it's almost always going to die to a kill spell. But I don't know. Do whatever you want.
I'm just going to attack like this.
Okay, I'm going to block here.
Okay, take 4.
Yeah.
You're at 8. Pass the turn.
Going to make you discard a card and get back Bloodbraid Elf.
That's pretty good. Discard a land.
Okay. Draw. Cast Bloodbraid Elf.
Yep.
Top of Wife. And it's very big, and you have just Groundbreaker in hand.
Yep.
So, and you're at 10, and I'm
Yep.
at 8. Tie for 3.
7.
And we have instant, sorcery, creature, land. That's it, I think.
Yeah, the usual
4 or
suspects.
5. Here you go.
Which is unfortunate because that means Todd is exactly lethal here. Probably has a removal spell in hand, like a lightning bolt.
You should have the Tarmogoyf over there somewhere.
Good call. Is it cool here? Is that all
Yep,
good?
that's perfect.
Awesome.
You're perfect, Todd.
Wow. Okay. What you got, champ?
The Bloodbraid Elf attack certainly telegraphs a removal spell here because Todd would be forced to trade his Goy for the Groundbreaker if he didn't have it. Because blocking one of these is lethal. So I have to assume he has it. So I'm not going to play the Groundbreaker. And instead I will pass the turn.
I will decay the deputy. I will attack. Don't really want to trade Bloodbraid Elf here for it. We can hold it back for
the
potentially
Geist,
block
yeah.
something, yeah.
2 in hand.
Yep. So I guess he probably has Rabbit Hybridization. He's thinking about Hybridization plus a double block.
Well, I wouldn't do that. It's either block, hybridize my own thing, or just kill Yorkoif now.
Yeah.
Are the two options really. There's still definitely a bolt in Todd's hand. I think if I Pongify now, like, Todd just keeps attacking with a 3/3, and I can either, I block with Geist, and then he can just bolt the 3/2 Geist once it comes
Yeah,
back.
I like chumping and then
Yeah,
Pongifying your own thing.
just
Now-
buys me way more time.
And I think I actually just have to let this happen because
Yeah.
of the Groundbreaker.
And you could essentially, well, if you kill this in response,
I'm basically just killing a 3.
yeah, which you have the option to do later anyway.
Right. So I'm just
So
gonna.
you're not losing any optionality. Do we not get any ape tokens?
They're the same thing.
Okay, so
Come
they're
on.
not, we have them. We have monkeys.
Here we go.
Yes, this was
Even though monkeys aren't apes, so nice
No.
job, Star City Games. Just
It's a completely different token for a different
it's creature
card.
type ape.
Right.
Why do they have it as a monkey?
Oh, I don't know.
Monkeys and apes are different things.
Because most people aren't as overly worried about semantics as you are, I guess.
So I can't really do anything. Yeah, I just have to pass again. That Raging Ravine is actually really annoying because I'm at exactly 7, so it plus Bloodbraid Elf is lethal.
Yeah, I think I am supposed to bolt a blocker and go for lethal here, so let's bolt the String Root guys. We might die. See what we draw. See, make sure we don't die.
Hold on.
Okay, well,
No, the bolt is on the stack. And then I was just thinking, so if I let everything happen and then trade for Bloodbraid Elf and Pongify this Tarmogoyf, then I'll take 4 and you'll still have a 3/3 blocker, and there's really nothing this Groundbreaker is doing that's relevant. So I think I just have to give myself another 3/3. Though, no, if I do that, I just take lethal. Okay.
no. If you,
Well, I don't take
if you-
lethal, but I'm forced to, like, block, but then I can draw. What can I draw then?
oh my god, just make a choice.
I have Groundbreaker. I have no way to get 2 power and haste because I don't have a 5th land for a potential Strangler Geist. And I would just be taking 4, going to 3, and you would still have a Tarmogoyf and a Raging Ravine. And Neoform wouldn't do anything. But yeah, I'm just going to let it happen.
Okay, untap.
That Raging Ravine is very, very good.
Okay, don't push this.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Hooah. Hooah.
Really need to draw more of my Undying creatures here in this matchup. Only had the one. And
Yeah,
it was very good.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
But
say.
not good enough by itself.
You drew 2. No, you drew 2 Strangle Root guys. You Neoformed the first one, and then the second
yeah.
one you
Okay,
blocked
I drew 2.
Pongified. But it was still very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't draw Liliana of the Veil, and I think that is actually a pretty good thing because it's not that great against creatures with Undying. So do you want to move to sideboards?
We got a lot of time.
Oh, okay.
another game.
Yeah,
Well,
another pre-board game.
We can't. I mean, I guess a tie wins for me. So if we only end up being able to play 4 games, I'm cool with it. Whatever.
All right.
Plus, my deck is really good in this matchup in the main deck, I think. But maybe not. Maybe not as good as I think. I did draw super well. I do have 2 Anger of the Gods and a Kalitas in the sideboard. All right, you're on the play. I thought that my Dark Confidant would survive longer, but with a couple paths and just a million rabbit hybridizations or whatever, and the 3/3 body not being that big of a deal, it's pretty interesting. Especially because you have the deputy to bounce it.
Yep.
All right, so you can be on the play here.
I will.
How good is your hand?
Not very.
Okay. Any
In
questions
fact-
from Twitch chat while we're over here?
No.
This hand has to be a mulligan. I've got only the 1 land, and I have a million Neoforms and no creature I want to sacrifice.
Well, I think I'm going to mulligan a 1-lander as well. Even though it's like one of the better 1-landers you can have in a discard into Bob if you draw the land. Oh, there's 3 lands.
Never look.
Oh, no. Oh, no. If I had only 1 3-drop in hand instead of 2 3-drops, I might have kept that hand. Definitely kept that hand before, but I needed 1 more piece of interaction for 1 mana to keep a 1-lander like that to slow the game down long enough to find the land for the 2 drops.
Good news for Todd is these 2 decks mulling to 6 certainly favors the Jund deck.
They can.
And you're on the draw.
A lot of your cards are inherent 2-for-1s, and that's not good for me.
This is a hand.
Could you lower that hand maybe?
Yeah,
Nope.
maybe.
Okay, good.
It's really good.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep a
Just
weak
awesome.
one. I'm going to keep a weak one.
I will
All right.
scry.
Me too. Keep this
That
one.
was the one I wasn't sure if it was. This one's got to be good because of this. So we'll just keep it. Make sure we come out smoothly. Start on a pellet collector.
Okay. I don't want to give him a chance to rapid hybridization or whatever, so I'll just go ahead and kill it while he's tapped out.
Okay. Now let's crack for a forest. Play Stringer Geist and attack for 2.
That's a good one.
So you're at 18. I'm at 19.
Yep.
You can go.
That was a great draw. I'm going to fetch for a swamp and play a Dark Confidant. I'm going to be at 17. I'm not going to fetch with this. I'm going to fetch a forest with this instead. In case I need to cast a green spell next turn and play my land tapped or
So
something.
you're at 19?
17.
No, 17. Yeah, I attacked. So 17 and 19.
Your turn.
Ooh, that's awkwardly punishing.
What you got?
Don't know. So that's gonna. Think I'm gonna go for the sort of aggressive line here.
18?
I'll go to 18 and play a Geist and attack.
Okay.
You're
Puts me
at 13.
to 13.
Pass.
I'm assuming that means he has a one of the Pongify type cards in hand. He just wants to play around our removal spell. God, I didn't want to draw that. God. Honestly, that's why I'm ready to get Bloodbraid Elf out of the deck. If I'm being honest, if I'm being
Brings
real.
Todd to 9.
Seasoned Pyromancer would be
Niner?
so good right here. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch the 8 and say go. And here I think I actually just have to start blocking.
Getting very punished for fetching the basic forest, but I don't think it matters that much. Hold on. Let's hold that land for now.
So I'm at 18 to 8.
Yep. Okay. I'm going to Neoform a Strangler Geist. It'll come back.
Okay. What are you getting?
I think I just get the Renegade Rallier for value.
That's pretty good.
So it'll enter with a counter, and it will return this Pellet Collector. And then I will attack you for 5.
Okay. I'm gonna block here. Take 2, go to 6.
Let's trade.
Yeah. Put this trigger on the stack. I guess I'm gonna deal 2 to this and make you discard a card.
Yeah, see. I think at this point I have to discard this because it's just not doing anything. Didn't think I would need a second blue source, and I drew the 1 Spell Pierce. But I'm going to play my land for turn so I can sack Canopy and unstep.
Yeah.
That will take me off white mana, which is also awkward.
Go.
You're at 6 right now?
Yep.
That is correct.
Nope, Bloodbraid Elf. That's what I thought was happening.
All right. After you
Just pop
draw,
the Canopy, yeah.
kill this and make you discard.
This is a 4-3.
Oh, it is a 4/3. My bad. Oh, that's not good then. Yeah, that's really awkward.
Would you like to kill half a Stringer Geist?
No, put your land
yeah,
back. I might need to shock and play Bloodbraid Elf.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
if you're doing that, I'm still popping this thing.
Okay, sorry, but
Yeah.
you don't have the card in hand in case I draw an Inclination
Sure.
or whatever.
Yeah,
so.
it's not there.
All right, I'm at 4. I'm just gonna cast Bloodbraid Elf.
Yep.
Okay,
Neat.
I'm gonna just shrink this. I think this goes on the bottom at rent. You want to cut it? And your turn. If I kill the Stringer guys, he actually just gets more power, which is really weird. And I don't want to minus So we'll just make this a 2 power, and then I'm still dead if he has a way to get rid of this, though. So I'm at 4 from the shock. So I'm guessing I'm not dead because Ross would have killed me by now. But, you know. Head in hand, Marion.
You have 3 in hand?
Yeah.
You're at 4.
Yeah.
Just getting so punished for the way I did my lands. When you're playing an underpowered deck in Modern, like, you get so much more punished than when you're playing something like Jund or Tron, where your individual cards are just very good. Just needed a second blue source, and this game would have been very easy. I think even just spell piercing that command would have been leaving myself with that Pelt Collector. So I attack with both. Todd just easily trades with the Renegade Rallier.
Yep.
So I think I'd just attack with Strengaroo Geist.
Okay, I'll block.
Okay, this comes back.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
Untap. Draw. Minus. Back Bloodbraid. Gas Bloodbraid.
Yep.
Ooze. No
Ooh, he
land
says
to play,
cool.
so I will say go.
Gotta deal with this. You get an ape. Now the game is. Yeah, you still have the Liliana
The
too.
game is truly begun.
The game is truly afoot.
Yeah, I just don't think I can get back in this game.
Let's
I'm
play
at
now.
4. Yeah.
You're at 18.
Sure, but I'm just so far behind. My mana continues to be very awkward. Todd can just rebuy the Scavenging Ooze. All my creatures just trade for his. He's got 4 cards in hand, 4 lands to my 3 and 2.
2 of them are very bad, for whatever it's worth.
Can't cast this card yet, so I guess we'll cast this one. Ugh.
That Narnum Renegade? Oh, no. Evolution Sage. That's a pretty cool one.
You can go. Maybe I'm just supposed to hold it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you hold it till you find a land, probably. Okay, I'm gonna tick up on this. Or I guess not yet. I'm gonna play Liliana the Veil and make you sacrifice a creature. Then I'll tick up on this. Play this tapped and say go.
This deck should almost assuredly have a Phantasmal Image in it. It's so good with Undying. It's a
Yeah,
great tutor
for
target
sure.
with Neoform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, imagine like it has Undying and it gets to come back and copy a Renegade Rallier. Renegade Rallier can bring it back, which is nice. They can copy Renegade Rallier a bunch. We did it. We found it with the Neoform
I
Renegade
guess I'm
Rallier.
just going to
deck.
deal with this thing.
DC's Faithful.
Yep.
It is a bounce. Draw. All right. Let's tick up. Discard a Thoughtseize. I'm going to Bloodbraid Elf.
Got to tap red mana for that.
I don't have bold anyway, so it's fine.
It's a second GRV.
I hadn't resolved the ability yet. Y'all are just so mean. All right. Let's plus on this.
Yep.
And I kind of want to attack with both elves because right
This is
now
just a 2/2.
It's a 2 and I'm at 4. So
I would attack with both.
but it's a how big is Tarmogoyf? Just I guess
Usual
normal,
suspects,
4,
I
5.
bet.
Yeah.
Land, instant, creature, sorcery.
All right. Whatever. 6 you.
I'm 12.
Probably gonna die because of it. No, I'm not gonna attack. I'm gonna attack with just 3.
Okay, 15.
15.
You're up.
All right, draw. Let's plus on this. Minus on this. Let's make you discard and get back Scavenging Ooze. Let's play Scavenging Ooze.
Yep.
Attack for 6.
6.
Yeah,
Or I'm at 9.
go.
Can't really sack a 3-drop. And so I am very dead.
Okay. Whee!
Yeah, I think if I'm able to spell pierce that Kolaghan's Command and keep the Pelt Collector around, I probably am able to squeak in the last 2 points of damage I need.
Yeah.
But I just got a forest. If I just get a breeding pool there, I think I win that game. It's one small mistake, and then drawing the one spell pierce was very punishing.
No, for sure. I mean, like you said, a lot of decks that kind of scrape by with weaker cards that interact well together are really punished for the very minor mistakes of, and sometimes it's not even minor mistakes. Sometimes it's literally just the right move to make, and then it ends up punishing you because of how you draw later in the game. But like your life total could very easily end up mattering in 4 turns or whatever if I go like Tarmogoyf on turn 2. You know,
Blood Red Elf on 4, things like that.
Yeah, and then just turn the corner. So yeah, I mean, I'm never gonna fault somebody for like playing it safe with their life total against a deck like Jund, which does have large creatures and can turn the corner quickly with Blood Red Elf. So, you know, it just ended up you drew 2 blue spells when your deck that only has like 4 blue spells or 3 different blue spells or whatever.
Yeah, Cloudfin Raptor, Neoform,
And 1 spell pierce.
Yeah, and then a couple of the one-ofs. But
Yeah, sure.
yeah, not too many beyond those 8. And I had the Neoform in hand, but then I just drew the Pierce. So, and I'm not even sure if I 100% get there. Like, you could end up playing a little bit more defensively, but I think I would have been okay. I guess you would have been in the spot where you have to play the Bloodbraid Elf, and then you would have hit Liliana, and I'd have a 2/2, a 4/3, and something you shrink the Pelt Collector, and then have to block the 4/3.
Sure. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it would have changed. That's
Yeah.
fine. Going over the what ifs is like not. I mean, it's hard to visualize, so we'll just move on.
And we're back here with sideboarding for Neoform counters. Is that what we're calling it?
Bant Neoform is what
Bant
Cedric
Neoform,
said.
okay.
Sure.
Bant Neoform against Jund. On my side, we're going to be cutting some of our weaker one-ofs in the deck. We saw the Groundbreaker sort of languish in my hand in game 1, just so weak to Lightning Bolt. As this is meant more for combo matchups where you're really trying to race. I think when I'm getting a 3-drop, I'm going to be getting Renegade Rallier to build up my battlefield against removal, or getting Evolution Sage to pump my creatures to contend with Tarmogoyf and Scavenging Ooze. So this is not the 3-drop that we want. Avatar the Resolute is getting trumped by Scavenging Ooze, which helps me both contain Todd's Scavenging Oozes, stop him from rebuying his creatures with Liliana and Kolaghan's Command, and is a really good draw in the late game. So just a better Avatar here in the Oozes. Felt Collector is the weakest 1-drop. We don't want to flood on too many of the evolved creatures. They trade 1-for-1 with all the removal. They're usually good when better in a non-interactive match. And then Spell Pierce can be good here, but I think it's just too awkward. Like when it's bad, it's basically uncastable. Most of the time I'm tapping out early and Todd's just immediately killing my stuff. His spells aren't that expensive, and he has discard spells to clear away the Spell Pierce or know that it's there and play around it. So I don't think Pierce is particularly good. We got another Path to Exile, which is great, obviously, and then Evolutionary Leap is a card that helps us play really well against a pile of removal, particularly against Anger of the Gods, and just keep the gas flowing, turn after turn. Todd does have answers to it, but it's a permanent that if it sticks is going to be really impactful. I'm worried about this one of Grafdigger's Cage, and I have some cards I can bring in to answer it, but they're all so bad in the matchup otherwise.
Yeah, if they had, I mean, like I don't think you can bring in sideboard cards against a 1-of from an opposing deck that has no way to find it.
Yeah,
I mean, if I played on turn 1, like you saw earlier when I was playing with Tron and Ross played a turn 2 Stony Silence, I'm not bringing in 3 Nature's Claims to kill 1 Stony Silence or whatever. Like I'm just going to draw a bunch of Nature's Claims early on, and my draw is going to suck. And it would kind of be the same thing here. Like Thrashing Bronodon is not a good card against Jund. Just doesn't match up well. Doesn't do anything except be a 3/4 body, and that's just embarrassing. So, all right, my side, I guess this is really tough for me. I think normally I would probably board out some number of Lilianas and some number of Lilianas Triumph, because its edict effects are traditionally bad against undying creatures, but I'm trying to showcase the card, so I'm going to go a little bit differently here. And since I'm bringing Anger of the Gods, I'm actually going to trim on Bob. Bob did not feel very good the 2 games where I played it. One game it was okay because he hit it with a Pongify. That was fine. But the other game, I just immediately wanted to block with it because I dealt myself 4 damage, and that was bad. So we're going to be cutting that, and we're going to let our creatures and our Planeswalkers do a bit of the natural card advantage themselves. And we got to cut 2 more cards. I'm not really sure what I want them to be. I think I want to leave in the Cruelty and cut Rampage just because you don't have
Sure, Planeswalkers.
Planeswalkers. But I think I want all my discard spells because I have to take away the Undying Creatures from you if I can, from your hand, so they don't get a lot of value on the battlefield. I'm just going to cut an Abrupt Decay. I don't know. There's no weirdo permanents I have to worry about. It's just another 2-mana spell removal spell.
Evolutionary Leap.
Fine. What? I don't know what to cut. Should I just trim a land?
Just cut one Liliana.
I'm going to cut a Triumph. I'll cut one Liliana Veil, sure.
Yeah, it's enough to enable the Triumphs.
Yeah, I'm leaving the Last Hope in the deck just because I like blocking with my early creatures and then getting them back. And Ross is going to kill them with Pongify and Rapid Hybridization and then get them back. Plus, the plus ability is really good if we're in a top deck war because a lot of his creatures are just like 1 toughness unless you do something else.
Yep. So it lets you like freely deal with the first half of Stranglegeist. There's some good stuff going on there.
I got one question for you guys.
What's up?
You might understand this more than I do. What keeps Neobrand from breaking the format?
Inconsistency.
Yeah, it's just itself. I mean, I do think that it's quite good with the London Mulligan, and there is a chance that it's a real problem with the London Mulligan. But at the same time, we actually were going to play it today, and then I decided not to simply because the play patterns are not very fun or good. It's not really Magic. It's like Goblin Charbelcher in Legacy. It's like, sure, the deck can do some really cool stuff, but what do you play against it? Like, what deck do you want us to play against the deck that turn 1 kills you? You know, either you're going to turn 1 or turn 2 kill them, or you're going to lose. And at that point, you're literally like no deck in the form. It matters not what your opponent is playing.
Yeah, I mean, you need so much. You need 2 green cards to pitch to the Allosaurus Rider, and then the Neoform on top of that. And either 2 lands. Like sometimes you can get the Chancellor draw and go nuts, and then you need your Gristlebrand to like find you a Nourishing Shoal to keep going. I
mean, that's not that hard when you draw 14. But
when all these pieces are in the deck, then you have to ask yourself like, what are my dig spells? Like how many cantrips can I fit? How many Serum Visions, Sleight of Hands, so that when my opponent casts an Inquisition of Kozilek and takes my Neoform, I can try to find another one. Like you only have 4 copies of Neoform, and you need to find one every single game. And sometimes your opponents, are going to counter it or discard it.
You have more ish with Eldritch Evolution because you don't. It's Evolution lets you get up to 2 mana cost higher or whatever. So like, it costs 1 more mana, so you need a Spirit Guide or whatever, but you can still do it on turn 3 at the slowest if you just hit your line drops.
We've had a deck that can kill on turn 1 and 2 in the Gristlebrand deck. Like they can do it.
Yeah, but very hard. I will say this one does it with a startling amount of consistency, like compared to other decks in the past that have had the turn 1 draws. Like literally all you need is a blue mana source, a Neoform, and an Allosaurus Rider,
and then 2 green
and a Chancellor Tangle or whatever. That's it.
That's like 5 different cards. That's hard to do.
I mean, a lot of them are repetitive. Like you have Simian Spirit Guy. Oh, that doesn't work. It works with a Wild Cantor.
The Gristlebrand
Summoner's Pact is. There's like 8 of every one of the things though. That's the problem. 2 Chancellor Tangle lets you Eldritch Evolution on turn 1. Like, 4 Summoner's Pact. 4.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah,
this hand is solid though.
I mean, I've seen it in action. It's really messed up, but it is. It's not a deck. It's not a Magic deck. It's literally you're just playing solitaire and hope that you kill your opponent on turn 1 or 2, and if you do, you win because the interaction is not that good in Modern. Right. My hand's great. Whatever.
Yeah, I took a mulligan here, trying to figure out how I want to sequence my lands, both to take the minimum amount of damage and to cast all my spells effectively.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to start on a fetch for a Temple Garden into Young Wolf. I'm at 17.
I go.
Yep.
Draw for turn. I am going to cast Inquisition of Kozilek.
I have 2 lands and 2 2-drops. It's a pretty good hand to have against Inquisition, but these are 2 cards that Todd is very happy to trade with in Inquisition. So
absolutely. I don't really care about sorcery speed stuff. But the token that voice makes can be just bigger than the Stranglegeist on the backside, so I guess but the haste on the Stranglegeist might matter, so let's just take it. Okay.
Attack you for 1.
Yep.
Play a voice.
Yep.
You're up.
So go.
Attack you for 3.
Yep, 16.
Play a breeding pool tapped and pass.
Go to 15.
Yep.
Let's get a stomping ground. Voice is one of those cards that, like, you can basically guarantee that your opponent's not going to interact with you on your turn, because if they do, they just get maximally punished. But, yeah, cut.
Really just hoping not to see an anger here.
Yeah, I got it. I'm going to go to 14 and cast it.
13.
Or 13, excuse me.
I want it. I got it.
Your turn.
You're up. That is likely going to do it.
All right, I'm going to thought seize you.
Got my evolution sage.
Nice. So I go
11.
to 11. That was like the one thing that could maybe go wrong. So we'll play the Scavenging Ooze, Blooming Marsh, fast turn.
Fetch to 10. Got a forest.
Are you at 10?
Oh no, I'm reading the other side. Fetch to 16.
Okay.
Neoform the young wolf. Have it
Okay.
come back. Find a scavenging ooze and eat the 2 creatures.
Okay, so you go to 18.
Yep. Now Todd's ooze doesn't look as good, but probably just has a bunch of removal. My ooze will survive a bolt at least. Ugh.
Cletus.
So I'm going to fetch a swamp and leave this untapped.
So you're at 10.
Yep. I guess I'll leave this untapped. And here you go.
At 10 to 18. Okay, Path Exile would be...
Actually, I'm on your upkeep. I'm actually going to bolt Young Wolf now, just
Yeah.
before you draw. Some way to deal with
I agree.
my cuddly toss. Here you go.
It's not so good.
That was a neat draw.
I can't wait to see what it is. Nice.
You can go.
Okay.
If I don't play that, then Todd can just freely attack with the Kalitas. I can't block because you can sack at the zombie.
6. Yep.
No.
Don't think I really want to attack, so we'll just play a Tarmogoyf. How big? Sorcery, instant, no creatures, so
Yeah.
3/4. There's a land. All right. Here we go.
On the end step, you have a bunch of sorceries, right? How many?
I have Anger, Thoughtseize, Inquisition.
And how many total
I
instants?
have 1 bolt.
Let's exile the bolt.
Okay.
Go for now 2/3.
Okay. Your turn.
You can go.
I'm going to go ahead and put counters on this. That way, if I draw like a 1-mana removal spell, I can maybe kill this, put counters on this mid-combat. Womp, womp, womp.
Wang.
Wah.
Take 5.
Okay.
13 to 15.
15 to 15. I was at 10, yeah, so. Okay. Your go.
You have 2 lands and 3 sorceries there.
Yeah.
Okay. On the end step, I will exile all 4 sorceries from graveyards and 1 of your lands.
Okay.
So go for now 1/2.
Yep. Inside the draw step. Discard and kill your Renegade Rallier. Ooh, Evolutionary Lead. That was a good one.
Exile Leap and Command.
All right.
You still have the land there.
Oh, sure.
And pass the turn.
Okay. Drop. Attack.
Take 5.
I'm going to go ahead and pump
Yeah.
this.
Make it a 2-turn clock. I got a 6. You got a 22.
I'll play another Goyf. Very small Goyf.
Okay. And step
Goyf
I'll
nonetheless.
exile the 3 lands that are in yards.
So 0. There's no 0.
Yeah, there's no
on there,
0,
just so
1?
you know.
No.
Our faulty Goif die.
It's
We can
1
leave that
through
up to the side.
6. There's no 7 or 8 either. For what, tribal and
Okay, Path to Exile right here, and we have a game still.
Knock on the deck.
Do you want me to do it for you? Nice.
You're up.
Gain 7.
29.
Your turn. 29 to 6.
You're up.
And now I'm not going to do it because I want to just split the damage. And I'm going to activate this. Attack with all of these because if he has a removal spell, these will grow by... Sorry, I'm going to tap it like this. Put a counter on this.
Block the Raging Ravine, Path of the Kalitas, exile my path.
Okay.
Unfortunately, have to trade with the Ravine here. Otherwise,
take
because I'm at
4.
exactly 6. I'm at 2. I don't think there's anything I can draw, especially now that the Goyfs, this is exiled.
Sure.
But these are going to go into the graveyard. So now the Goyfs are going to be 2/3s. So you just have 4 lethal creatures here.
Yep.
So
Top deck a spell that's not in your deck.
yeah, even Deputy Detention dealing with the Goyfs and blocking one of these won't do it. I needed to be at 1 more life here. Yeah, not good enough.
All right. Clean sweep.
Okay, Neoform aggro.
Not good against Jund, but that's,
not
I mean,
quite
look, Jund is traditionally very good at breaking up synergy. And against a deck that's completely reliant on synergy, that's just something you're going to have to deal with. Jund's not a huge part of the metagame right now. It goes in.
Evidently, Scoos should have lived because there was a Neoform trigger on it.
Oh, it should have been slightly bigger.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention, chat.
Well, okay, yes, it needed to have a counter.
Well, then
on it.
I would have just attacked with the Kalitas and
No, even if I get to eat the Ravine, I'm still dead on the next turn.
yeah.
Well, actually, no, I could because I can then exile everything and have the Young Wolf block.
Yeah, I would have just not attacked with everything. I would have been. I'm not going
Yeah.
to attack my 4/4 into your 5/5 Scavenging Ooze when
Yeah.
you just have to chump block this or be dead. So.
But then I still have more time because then your next attack, like
Yeah, I know you have more time. It would have
Okay.
been slightly different. Why didn't they say that 20 turns ago?
Yeah.
You know? Come on, chat. Jeez.
It was
Get out
also
here.
my fault. I'll
That's
take
fine.
some blame.
No, it's
yeah,
okay.
I could have won that game. Actually, I would have been in a very precarious spot.
Yes, but you wouldn't have been dead.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
and you didn't have anything in your
Chat's
hand.
like, we
so,
did.
Yeah,
Well, that's not. I can't read the chat from here.
Again, that's on me.
Yeah, it's fine.
it would be nice to be able to neoform for something that can go over the top, like some flyer that's resilient to removal. Because like Renegade Rallier still sort of gets trumped on the board by Goyf.
I mean, I think you just need to have some Phantasmal Image chains. Like
Yeah.
the chains of Image with Undying and Renegade Rallier just seem so nuts that like turning your Young Wolf into an image that copies a Rallier that gets back an image that copies a Rallier. It's just you have those strings. After all the dust is settled, that just let you go nuts and just deploy like a ton of pressure. And worst comes to worst, it literally just copies like a Cloudfin Raptor on turn 2, and then your turn 3 might be like really good with Strangler Geist plus Pongify it, attack for 9. That's like a fine start. And Image is pretty good at just copying things in general. Like
Yeah. You get to like copy your Undying creature, have it die to something, and then when it comes back, it can just copy anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because that's a fantastic
With a
image.
plus 1 counter.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if there's nothing, you can choose not to copy anything, and it'll still just be a 1/1.
Yeah. It's happened a couple times throughout my days.
Those are some neat interactions. I think Phantasmal Image would be a great addition to the deck. I think you want more than the one copy of Renegade Rallier, and steer into that. Play the 4th Voice of Resurgence, and cut down on the toolbox. You don't need that many toolbox things. You should probably have like a Knight of Autumn in the main just to deal with permanence.
I like that.
And maybe gain life against a burn deck. The Evolution Sage, I'm iffy on. I think that's more of a win more kind of card.
It's it's also a card that one more. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
The Groundbreaker, it plays a role. It's good against the combo decks. It's so weak in other matchups. It might be a sideboard card.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind just boarding one. Your damage burst potential with the one Groundbreaker. For those of you who've ever played Hearthstone, reminds me a lot of Leroy Jenkins. The just like haste damage out of nowhere, dealing a ton to the opponent. And with Neoform being able to tutor for it by sacrificing Strangler Geist or whatever just seems awesome.
Yeah.
So
So that's definitely needs to be somewhere. Just not sold on it in the main. And then, the Avatar Resolute is like kind of mopey, probably unnecessary. You probably just want to main scavenging use, to be honest. It's another good card to tutor for.
No, I think people go a little overboard with tutor effects, especially like Neoform. In this deck, Neoform is just amazing because of the way it works with Undying, Voice of Resurgence. You don't need the tutor package. You just need like the Renegade Rally or top end to be able to basically spend 2 mana, sacrifice a 2 mana creature in the turn with 12 power. That's good enough. You don't need to have the one Sidisi's Faithful in the deck that you can't even get with the Neoform because you're not playing a Dryad Arbor. Come on, get out of there.
I agree. And you can just so easily go like Experiment 1 into Stranglergeist, into Neoform the Geist. Experiment 1 becomes a 3/3. Get, let's say Voice. So Voice Resurgence, Experiment 1's a 2/2. You Neoform the Voice, token comes in. It is now, it's a 2/2, so it won't evolve that. But then your Renegade Rallier comes in, evolves it to a 3/3, and then gets back the Voice itself. So you have a 3/3, a 4/3 Rallier, because there's a counter from Neoform, a 4/4 token from Voice, and a 2/2 Voice.
Yeah, it's just absurd.
So you have 13 power in play on turn 3.
We'll say this: there are a lot of creatures that are good to sacrifice in Modern. Neoform's not that great in this kind of a deck in Standard because a lot of the creatures have just like a one and done type thing. But like Undying or what's the Kitchen Finks version? I forgot now that it's been so long since I've cast Kitchen Finks.
Persist.
Persist. Yeah, you have persist creatures, you have Undying creatures. Like Neoform can be just an aggressive part of a shell, and in this deck specifically, it looked really good. And even though like my draw was really good, all 3 games I had game after sideboard having Anger of the Gods and Kalitas just made it super easy. And but games 1 and 2, like I was under the gun quick, and I think with just a couple of fewer dead cards, maybe a slight decision changed here or there, and that easily could have been a 2-0 start for you pre-board. And I think that says something about an aggro deck, against Jund, that you have that kind of resiliency with the built-in bringbacks with all your creatures. But yeah, more Renegade Rallier seems like a good idea. Maybe some Phantasmal images, maybe just one image that you could sack a 1-drop for and go get. Seems fine.
Yeah, at least one. You need like 1 is the bare minimum, but it could be that you just want more because it just goes so well with Stranglergeist. Mm-hmm. You remember doing it with Phyrexian Metamorph in Standard.
Yeah. Do you remember there was like the old combo with Sun Titan and Phantasmal Image, and like being able to Phantasmal Image a thing and then checking for converter mana cost less than itself or whatever. Just like making that chain just seems like it's very good.
Yeah, if you have a bunch of images in your graveyard, you can chain them with Rallier. Mm-hmm. You return image, copy Rallier, keep returning images, and then gets one other thing at the end. But that you need them all in the graveyard first. But if you play enough of them, like that'll come up.
Yeah, playing
against Renegade Rallier with a fetch land on the board and just go off.
Yeah. All right. We got any subs?
Yeah, we got 3 awesome subs.
All right.
The Base Nerd.
Thank you.
Sloppy Goobers. 6
Sloppy Goobers.
That's Todd's favorite name.
It is.
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, it's great.
And Future IDK. Thank you.
What's up, Future?
So much for subbing today.
All right.
Yeah.
This weekend,
SCG Louisville.
Modern Open. That's why we were playing all day today, testing out these new War of the Spark cards. You are playing, is it Phoenix?
Yes.
And are you playing the list that you had in match 2, or are you maybe spicing it up a little bit?
We're going to find some room for some Abrades, but I think that's about it. It'll be very close to that list.
Cool. And if you want to check out the list, you either can watch the VODs of this or
get my article, StarCityGames.com, break it all down,
Tuesday.
Talk about all the new cards.
Oh, yeah.
So cool. Might need to scroll down a little bit at this point, but it's right there on the premium side.
Yeah. Next week, we are going to be going hard on Modern Horizons preview cards.
The paint.
And I actually wrote a whole article today on StarCityGames.com, which you can go check out now, about Seasoned Pyromancer, kind of the grown-up version of Young Pyromancer. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be the same character, even though they're not named. But yeah, a really powerful 3-drop red creature that has a lot of text. And I think it's really good. So make sure to check that out. I'm definitely going to be playing with it a little bit next week, at least 1, maybe 2 or 3 of the decks that I wrote about in my article. So make sure to head on over to StarCityGames.com now and check it out. And that's it.
Yeah. And, I spent all yesterday afternoon with my Bruin cap on.
Nice.
Got a nice little Google Doc, a bunch of deck lists. we are ready to go with Modern Horizons. Hopefully, we'll get some more speed cards in the next 4 or 5 days, and we'll bring that all to you next week. And then the following week, we'll do some prep for the SCG Con, the Invitational at SCG Con.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's what we got on the docket coming up the next couple of weeks. This weekend, though, SCG Louisville Modern. Who is doing commentary on that?
Not me.
That would be Cedric, Patrick, Ryan, and Jerry.
It's not. Oh, Brian and Jerry. I thought you said Ryan and Jerry. I was like,
No.
So they're going to bring you all the action from the booth starting at 10:30 local time. Louisville is Central Time Zone.
I think it's Eastern.
Eastern still? Yeah, it probably is.
Not
Eastern's
sure.
real big. But whatever local to Louisville is.
I do know that Kentucky cuts in half somewhere. Where at some I showed up to a tournament instead of 1 hour early. I was exactly at the start of the player meeting, and that was very, very scary.
Got there in time.
Well,
No harm, no foul.
there was a lot of harm and fouls because my deck was not ready. I needed that hour to get the last 4 cards from my deck
Yeah,
or whatever.
I've done that before.
Anyway, make sure that you know what the local time is because I don't.
It's Eastern. I just checked.
Okay,
Eastern
cool.
10:30 Eastern time. We'll start on Saturday morning. They'll bring you all the action all weekend. So you can find that right here on twitch.tv/SCG Tour. If you're in the area, please come down to the Kentucky Expo Center. We'll be there all weekend, or I'll be there. So if you want to come say hi to me, Taylor will be there. Yeah.
Ones and twos.
All
Yeah.
right.
Intern Rob will be there. All those commentators we just said will be there. And we will be here next week.
All right.
Tuesday, 1 o'clock.
Thanks for watching First Live, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.